Since I'm delayed in editing this video and posting it, I decided that I'm going to add this to the front. I'm dedicating this video to my family member who has recently passed. He was an artist as well. I had very recently reached out to him about his art and talked to him about it and, gave him pointers and shared my own art and had a very lovely conversation about art. So I'm going to dedicate this video to him. On to the video. Hi souls, welcome to my channel where hobbies go to die. So today we're going to do something exciting, but I do have to say the quality is probably not going to be as good during this one. I'm using my phone to film. I don't have a camera to flip the viewfinder so I can see what I'm showing you. So I have to flip it to the selfie camera, which is going to be lower quality. Anyways, so what we're going to be doing is my mom found my art portfolio. And I've not opened this since high school. Actually, no, since college. Though I did drop out of college pretty quickly, so I didn't do a whole lot of... We have a neighbor who likes to do this at this time of the year repeatedly. Late at night, the day, throughout the day. So if you hear noise in the background, I'm sorry. Anyways, what was I saying? Right, so I've not opened this since college, but I dropped out of college, so I didn't really do a whole lot of art during college. So I'm pretty sure a lot of this stuff is all from my high school era, and I think it would be exciting to pull this out and me react to it at the same time I'm showing it to you. So let's go ahead and just dive into this. I'm also hoping that there's not going to be any bugs in this, so if I suddenly scream, we know there's a bug in here. Okay, I'm just gonna grab, what is this? Apparently I have my husband's, I can't remember which anime this is. I know there's a Vampire Hunter D and then there's one, I can't remember the name of it. But I have this in here and I'm sure he'll be excited about that. I'm sure this is about to be hung up somewhere. Anyways, let me roll this up real quick. I'm going to buy a mic so I can have it finally. So maybe I can push this further back so I can have a little bit more room to show you things. But until then, I'm going to have to be awkwardly close and try to lean back and show you things. Okay, I got this. I'm sure he's going to be excited about that, so I'm going to leave it out for him. This has gone through several packs, several storage units and stuff, so there's like random stuff in here. Okay, I can't show you this one because it is my husband and I'm not sure if he wants to be seen. I mean, it's his younger self, but I'm not sure he wants to be seen. But it's with him, and it was one of his favorite bands back then. My Ruin. Him and the lead singer of My Ruin is what it is. He went to a concert and got to take a picture with her. So this is a huge picture of him with her. I want to put this in a frame. That'd be cool. Hang up. So looks like this is going to be more than just art in here. Also, my cat has zoomies, so you'll probably hear her. I just heard her. Okay, this is a sketchbook. Is there anything in the sketchbook? This is a huge sketchbook. I'm pretty sure this is high school. So I did like a few, they're not the best work, but you know, like a horse, a deer, a bear, and what is this? A lion. Looks like I was trying to draw like a mount-sized lion. I think it was really big into WoW during this time, so it makes sense that I was trying to do like a mount-sized lion for someone to ride. My cat is going crazy. I wrote like no belly, do not try. I think I was pointing at the paws of the bear. I was grading myself during this. I don't think there's anything else in this. So there was only like one sketch in that. This is a huge sketchbook though, and since this is pretty much empty, I can use it. So that's exciting. I have like a bunch of sketchbooks that I have not filled. I keep buying sketchbooks and then never using them. I should probably use them. Goodness! My cat is going bonkers. Okay, what we got in here? What is this? This is very much unfinished. It looks like I was trying to draw a guy with wings. I don't know if you're going to see this. So there's all the feathers. I was detailing the feathers. You could like barely see the face and stuff. And this is, I don't know if you did this in your art class, but we used those like blocks to make your own stamps and then like use the X-Acto knife or whatever to make your own stamps. So this was that. I'm not sure why I glued it on a huge piece of paper. Maybe they did that because I did show some things too during like contests and stuff. Maybe this was in a frame and I just pulled it out of the frame. I don't know. But yeah, this is what I did. I did like a heart. So all the black parts are the raised bits, and then everything else I cut out to do the white bits. I thought that was fun. I like doing that. Maybe I need to do that more, like homemade stamps or whatever. Okay, this is also unfinished. Oh, I think I was drawing... No, that's not Gray Falcon. I had horses, and I had a gray horse named Gray Falcon who is at least part Arabian. He had like that dished face of an Arabian, but he was definitely a lot chunkier. I do like gray horses, so maybe I was just making this a gray horse, but I did not finish this either. But there's the horse. He's tied up. I can't see what I'm doing, but there's a tree and there's a barn. If you can see that, you probably can't. But I was working on that and then I never finished it. I was really big into horses, so you're probably going to see a lot of horse stuff in this. What's this? Have you ever done one of these before? I apparently wanted a red unicorn. Those were like fun to do. I did those and I did the little mini cross stitch. That's where I started my cross stitch, was the little mini kits. And then the scratch one, that when you scratch the black paper, it like pulls like shiny underneath the foil scratching or whatever. There was that too that I used to do. Okay, I have family who just walked in the door. So I had to pause for a minute, so I'm not sure where I was with this. So I'm going to go ahead and start over with what I was saying. So I entered a bunch of art contests back in high school. I got really good with horses. I got really good with pencil and Prismacolor. I need to get back to my roots and get in touch with that again. But my art teacher decided to take one of my pictures and cut it and do like a deconstructed picture. So this is what she came up with. So it's a horse, as you can see, and we cut it all out and glue them back on a black piece for the contest. I didn't win any of the contests that I've ever entered. I don't know, part of me kind of wishes that we didn't cut that. I mean, it's interesting, but part of me just wished I just entered the drawing that I did without cutting it. Let's see, what else do we got in here? So here's another horse. We learned a technique at high school where we use glue to kind of like outline the picture. That way when you use watercolor, I do believe this is watercolor, it kind of fell away from the glue, so you still have that like weird texture of the glue and then the watercolor. And then it also looks like I used pen for the outline of the horse. I'm trying to see if I can get this in the frame, but there you go. There's the horse. I don't know if you can see the glue texture in this. You probably can't, but it's like outlined around everything. We got ourselves another drawing sketchbook, and this is tearing off. So I have to be really careful. Okay, so this is something that I did in college, and I'm going to try to hold my finger over the signature because I decided to sign my entire name, my first and last name. I guess I can just blur it out in editing. But I did some squirrels working on my pencil shading ability. They're pretty long-eared. I think these are red squirrels. Aren't the red squirrels the ones with long ears? I can't remember. But yeah. There it is. And I think I have something else in here too. That's not worth looking at. That's not worth looking at. I did a couple of like people studies, but I'm not the best at drawing people. Looks like I was starting on a bear. I started the nose, but I didn't finish it. Okay. So I didn't finish this. I'm kind of sad I didn't finish it because it was looking good. But I did a jackalope character. He's got a broken horn, he's got a bunch of runes and stuff. And as you can see, I ran out of ink. No, these are Prismacolors, but it looks like the printer paper got run out because I didn't finish him. But he's got like wounds and stuff. He's like a warrior type of jackalope is what he is. And I really, really, really love to do details when it comes to Prismacolors. But this hurt my hands too significantly. I could only like work small bits at a time. But as you can see, I was getting there before I ran out of time. I kind of wish that I finished this. Maybe at some point I will finish it. You're gonna probably hear a bunch of sound in the background. All right, the next thing is a charcoal piece, a creepy unicorn charcoal piece. I did Prismacolors too in this for the horn, but majority of it was charcoal, which I'm trying not to touch. I guess I'll show this one too. So I was playing with pastel colors for this. More cartoon-esque foxes, and that's it that's in here. So that's all I really did for college before I dropped out of college. So the rest of it should be all high school stuff. So this next one I did a collage of horses. This is another piece that I sent out to contests. On the front of it, I cut out a bunch of pictures that I drew of horses. And in the background, I printed out black and white photos of horses. I used to ride horses in high school, so there's a bunch of pictures of me and horses. So I don't know if you're going to see all of that, but I'll slowly work my way through. You got a bunch of pencil sketches. This one here is all the expressions of a horse. Just a bunch of horse heads. There's a family of horses here. There's a horse chasing a dog here. And then all underneath it is all the black and white photos that I don't know if you can see or not. It's very hard to film in this house. This is a signed poster for Aesop Rock, which is, again, one of my husband's things. But I think it's cool art, so I'm going to show it anyways. There's a signature for Aesop Rock. Very cool. I've got a couple of paintings. I dabbled in painting while I was in high school too. I have a black rose, backlidded with purple. I don't know a whole lot about painting, but I do like this one that I did. I think I want to frame it, honestly. It's not that bad of a piece. Okay, I've got a story for this one. So I was having a rebel moment in high school. I wasn't wanting to do the assignment for the art teacher. I don't like doing assignments. I like going to class and working on projects that I am interested in. And I wasn't interested in painting, but my teacher was like insisting that I painted something. I don't know if anyone else is going to know who this is, but I decided to paint this to make her happy. She wasn't happy, but I at least did the assignment. Does anyone know who this is? Freakazoid? I used to watch this all the time. Goofy show. But, you know, she said to paint something, so that's what I did. And then this, it's like landscape, but also kind of abstract in a way. So I did like a purple landscape, but like in an orange sunset. I think it's a sunset, but I did the sun more abstract, more pop art or whatever. I don't know what you would call that. I think I was trying to make like a Bob Ross painting, but my way, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, those are the 3 paintings that I have. I don't have any other paintings. Okay, what else we got in here? I don't know why I signed my stuff with like my full name. I was working on people during senior year. I think senior year is when I started to work on people. I finally got tired of drawing horses. So this is a Prismacolor thing that I never finished, but I was working on it. I do have other paintings, but this is watercolor. It's just like a creature, an animal person, whatever you want to call it. I was working on a mermaid piece. This is really cool. I think this is also watercolor, or maybe it's those like colored pencils that you add water to kind of like spread it out. Maybe this is what this is. But it was a mermaid that I was working on, and I had all these sea creatures with it. And the mermaid has some really, really long hair, and it's red, so guess who I was influenced by? I never finished it. So it's A mermaid protecting the fish from all the predator fish. So I drew a horse, but in the background, I don't know if you can see that, but in the background I was doing like geometric designs, and it was one of those assignments again at high school that I didn't really have an interest in, so I decided to do it my way, and I drew the horse in the front so I can make it the background of the horse. But I never finished the assignment apparently. Okay, so I got really interested when photo manipulation got big back in the day. I did a photo manip of a mare's eye and a baby in the eye. I used this for a contest piece. I entered this in the Texas Art Education Association Visual Art Scholastic event. Looks like the ink faded or the pencil faded off of this. I probably need to like add some ink to this. But I drew this for a contest and I wrote about it in the back. So what I said was, I've never done a study on humans and decided to try it out. This girl is basically me in a fantasy world, a dark fairy angel. I love to express a dark, mysterious feeling in my artwork because it expresses me. So this was back when I started to find myself as being dark and spooky. And this is how I expressed myself because my parents didn't let me dress the way I wanted to dress, so I expressed myself in art. It's cute. I like it. So yeah, apparently I drew this at the age of 13. I didn't have much for sketch paper back then, so I did it on like a grid paper instead. It's a mare in foal. I was really good at drawing horses. I don't think I am anymore. It's been a while. This was literally just my hand with a rope. I think we were practicing drawing our hands for one of the assignments. Again, this is age 13 that I drew. Apparently the horse's name is Another Fiddle. Again, another one that I drew at age 13 called Native Driver. I don't know if these are actually horses, like famous horses that I found to draw, or if I was just naming them myself. I did like to do that. I had 150 plus of those, like the plastic horses, and not just the Breyer horses. I had horses from Barbie. I had like random obscure named brands kind of horses. I had them all over my shelves, and I would take them down and I would play with them and I would name them all, and I would use show names like that, like Native Driver. So I don't know if these are actual horses that I've found and I decided to draw, or if these are horses that I drew and then named myself. Because I could cut out a few pieces. I don't know if I cut them out because I was intending to use them for something or what, but I got this piece is kind of like abstract. You got the horse peeking out and then the hair. I think this is one where you like scribbled a line, or someone did, and then I took that line and I drew a horse, obviously. And I've got this little colored pencil thing. I can't remember when I did this. I'm pretty sure I did this when I was younger. And I'm pretty sure this was from a book that I read that had illustrations, and I liked the illustrations, so I practiced off of it. I think that's what this is. What is this? This is a poem that I wrote. Hi, it's me again. I also need to add this to my video. This part is going to be trigger warnings for those with depression and suicidal thoughts. This poem I wasn't aware was going to talk about these things, but they are going to talk about these things, and you will see me start crying. So if you don't want to hear about that or anything else, then jump ahead to this to skip it. This is like a free-form poem. This was an assignment to write about yourself as like your own personal odyssey. This poster had a bunch of pictures, like family pictures, that I obviously took away to keep the poem itself. I'm gonna go ahead and read the poem. It's a long poem, so bear with me. My childhood was a big part of me, the part of my life that started it all. It determined my path, who I'm going to be. I always hung out with the boys, no matter if they were cousins or neighborhood kids. I always played in the mud, not those silly girl toys. Yes, I did have a girly side to me though. I did tap, jazz, and ballet dancing, dressing in those cute little outfits with that big bow. But one day a tragedy struck unexpectedly with those long dark claws. I became ill. and I kept getting worse by doctors' stupidity. The first doctor said the flu. The hospital said I had no clue. Finally, my illness came down almost to death. Doctors and family panicking on what to do. Soon a doctor figured out the problem and fixed it. I started to become stronger, and I left the hospital without dying. After that bad experience, we moved, leaving my childhood friends behind. We moved here to, I'm not going to say where I moved, closer to my grandparents and my other relatives. But something else changed, my personality. I was happy and athletic, but became shy and friendless. People thought of me as a loner. I had no friends from 1st to 7th. Yes, I knew some people, but they were only acquaintances. In junior high, I thought I would never be accepted until I wore fashionable clothes. Become one of those people that I'm truly not. It started to ring a bell in 8th, and my style changed back to normal. I realized how idiotic it was to be someone that I wasn't. I had a love of black and dark colors, and started wearing them. My life was going good. Nothing bad could happen, I thought, but soon enough another tragedy hit. Fear. I had just got a horse, a very beautiful rose-gray Arabian. His name is Gray Falcon. They finally got him home, and after 3 days of him getting used to our place, I tried to ride him. He spooked, started bucking like one of those wild broncos at the rodeo, and I was thrown. I blacked out, but soon my mother pulled me out, and both of us watched in horror as my horse ran through the fence and cut himself open. I still have that horse, Gray Falcon, and I also have another, Fairly. Both are at my house, but there is one problem. Fear. I am afraid to ride after what happened. Afraid it might happen again. So I just sit down and I watch them run around my property, taking photos and drawing them in action. I started to become more and more artistic, going further into arts, such as poems and writing. This talent brought me closer to my career, made me start thinking about creative ideas. Who knows, maybe I will become a famous art person one day. Mother says I got that talent from her. I was growing up quickly, learning new things every day, realizing more and more of myself, my path. 8th grade passed with flying colors, then hit 9th. What a horrible nightmare. Depression attacked me early in the beginning. It started out a minor depression over something unimportant, but I started thinking negative, thinking that no one loved me, even my parents. I started to become suicidal and listening to people call me freak. My depression has died down, but not fully cured. It's a disease that won't go away. I have somewhat forgotten my depression, although it's trying to climb back into my head. I'm trying to push that away and start thinking of important things, such as passing high school and going on with my career. And now I'm here, waiting for my unexpected life story to go on further. Waiting, watching forever. The end. I was not expecting that to hit me so much. Of course, I didn't remember what was all in the poem, but yeah, there you go. That was my personal odyssey back in 9th grade, apparently. Kind of exposed a little bit about me. I don't know if they're in here, but I did write a few other poems as well. There's another one of those felt pieces. This time, the unicorn in the water. I was really big into unicorns. So I got another one of those. This is just a poster I found that I used to have hung up. It's a cute poster though, so I'm going to show it anyways. Here's another one I drew on grid paper. I don't think this one has a name. It doesn't look like it. Again, it says age 13 that I drew this. It's a racehorse, it looks like. He's got the racing piece on him. Okay, the last thing, actually no, I have something here too. Apparently I was trying to paint roses and I kind of gave up, but that's what that is. I have this. So this was my portfolio before I got the big one. I liked using the nickname Violet. I kind of like renamed myself when I was a kid. Not that I use it now, but sometimes I think about it. I liked the name Violet. I drew like a persona of me too, and I don't know why I added a breadstick. That was like my weapon, was a breadstick. I think because I like bread. I still like bread. I'm pretty sure that's the reason why. So I was like using it to beat people with. So that's me as my persona. And there's another one. I did like a chibi version of me here, and it says Violet and her breadstick of doom. So let's see what's in here. Well, that's cool. Looks like I cut something out here from a magazine. I don't know if I was using that for something. I guess we'll find out. There's a little cutout piece of this horse. I don't know why I cut these out. There was like a couple of other things that are cut out. I don't know if I was going to use this for something. Alright, this is a dragon lady that I drew. So I'm pretty sure a lot of these are when I started to get into character design and drawing people instead of horses. This is some animal creature I apparently named Shyla. I'm not sure. I think I was doing like an abstract thing and I used a piece of toilet paper for it. I'm pretty sure this is a comic book character and I can't remember who. Maybe Rogue? I don't know, but looks like I drew a comic book character. Looks like I was getting into trying to draw anime people. And here is a centaur. She's facing away, letting the wind blow. Looks like I was trying to learn to draw men. Okay, so I have a story about this. I don't have the actual thing that I painted, but I have the reference. The art teachers decided to take a part of the wall that was in the class and square it out for people to do their own mural. Each square is designated to an artist that they pick to do something. I don't know who the artist is, but I found this painting that I really liked. It's like abstract-ish, like of a horse, and I used it as a reference to do my own on the wall. The teacher decided to do this without getting it okayed because she thought better to ask for forgiveness than wait for them to approve it. So we were doing this and the principal walked in and he's like, "You weren't allowed to do this," and the art teacher had to jump in and save us from getting detention. And we've done this a few times. So me and a friend used to, before holidays, we had this huge picture window at the art class, and we would take paints and paint on the window like holiday-esque paintings, and it like overlooked the parking lot for the high school. And one day the principal walked in and was like, "You're not allowed to do this," and my art teacher again had to protect us from getting in trouble for doing this, and he like okayed it because my art teacher is a badass like that and was able to get him to okay it. But there was a lot of moments like that where the artist people were rebelling and doing things that they shouldn't be doing at the school. This is what I was talking about before, where you take this, like, I don't even know what this is called, but like this, and then you use the X-Acto knife and carve tools to carve a design. It looks like I carved like little swirls and moons and the sun down here. And based on this, it looks like I used ink. So I'm probably got, oh yeah, here we go. I have the thing here. I'm gonna try to block my name, but I have what it looks like here. So I did that one, and then I did the other one, which I don't know if I have the other one. Oh, apparently I have prints of this too. I've got like several. I got in it like white. My cat is going crazy. I got it in like a blue. I got several of these. I just like grabbed a bunch of paper and then did that design repeatedly. Here's that centaur again, but colored. Here is a girl with a panther, it looks like. Some sort of big cat peeking around the corner. I'm pretty sure this is when I was depressed, so I always associated with animals and them protecting me and stuff. This was definitely influenced by World of Warcraft, Night Elf. Though I'm not sure what this bulldog is for. I think there is now, but I don't think back then there was like a bulldog in World of Warcraft. So I'm not sure what that was for. I guess I just added it. This was also influenced by World of Warcraft. I was really influenced by World of Warcraft. This is the same character, just a profile of her. Another that's definitely influenced by World of Warcraft. I did a few of these like this. I got really big into like using Sharpie for color and just doing like pops of color. Here's another World of Warcraft influenced one. And another one. I got really big into using pen to like shade. I'm pretty sure this is the same warrior that we've seen a couple of times now. I did a pastel apple on black. We made our own sketchbook, so I did this character and then this bird, and then cut it out and glued it on this background for the sketchbook, and then we put our own paper and used a hole punch. A vampire with sunglasses. Even though I'm pretty sure that's a moon in the background. Yeah, that's a moon in the background. I don't know why she's got sunglasses. Just to be cool, I guess. There's another character. This one says, I bite on the tie. I didn't actually smoke, but I did make characters that smoked. There's another one. It's got a sword. Guy's in the badass female phase. I still like badass female characters. I'm not sure who this is supposed to be. I'm not big into anime, but I was like big into the anime style back then. I think I may have like tried to draw like a realistic fox and then a cartoon fox. Here's a cat looking at an ant. What is going on here? This is kind of abstract. This was definitely influenced by depression. I have like scrolls on this page, and one says trapped and one says pain. And I do believe this is me down here. But I'm hidden behind a tree, and there's like a wilting moon. I'm pretty sure this was like influenced by Dolly and the surreal wilting. There's like, I think, a bear here in the tree. This scroll says trapped. Of course, I spelled it wrong. I have wilting stars and a wilting moon. There's like me looking away. I don't know if you can see that. And then this is a tree. And the tree's got like weird shadows hanging off of it. And then this is like my face here, like a tear falling. And there's another scroll here that says pain. Definitely influenced by my depression there. Another badass female with a whip and dagger. I did like a Pegasus unicorn with a moon with bat wings instead. So I found a bunch of these like little sketches that I keep finding, the little color pencil ones. I'm pretty sure these all blurred thanks to age. I did a bunch of these horse ones. This one I drew a gray falcon, and I put on the side better in real life. And then these other ones are just random horses that I drew. This one's trying to eat grass. Another one trying to eat grass. This one's rearing. I'm not sure how old I was, but I drew all these. I don't have any of these signed or dated. I was never taught to do that, sign and date things. Some of them I did, but those were like back in school. I don't know if this was like an age where I was drawing these. I drew a bunch when I was a kid during summertime, or back before art class was so serious, because I don't remember there being like an art class until like high school. Surely there was, but I don't remember there being one. Apparently I learned how to weave at some point. This is something that I wanted to learn how to do, is weave, but apparently I've learned how to at some point. I don't know if I can now. In high school, we did assignments like this to learn how to do different crafts and different art things, just to drive our interest in the certain different things. So I think that's what this is from. Pretty cool. Looks like I was starting on like a Christmas fairy. This is a card that says Dear Santa with a glass of milk, it looks like, with a tree on the glass, Christmas tree. There's like a Christmas fairy sitting on the table, but I didn't finish it. This was back when I was trying to get into fashion, so this is a fashion phase. I drew this. I was like going through different kind of, I want to be a fashion designer, I want to be a famous artist, I want to be a famous poet or writer. I was going through a bunch of those phases. This one is also focused on the fashion, but I did also draw a animal creature wearing it. As you can tell, I really liked purple. And baggy pants. I really liked baggy pants. I'm pretty sure I've shown this character before, but like watercolored. I think it's the same pose. So I think I drew this and decided I liked it so much that I like recopied it over onto watercolor and then used watercolor to paint it. There's some badass female characters again. There's a dragon character. I'm pretty sure this is the same character because it's got the same like red eye with the scar. But can you see a trend as the type of characters I like gravitated towards when I was a kid? I never, or maybe I did finish this. No, I think, no. No, I did finish this. Okay, so I drew this for, World Day is a thing, right? I can't remember now. But I drew this for one of those, so this is literally Mother Nature holding the world in the rainforest with a bunch of animals, which I do not think all of these animals are actually in the rainforest. I think I just drew a bunch of animals. But I did at the background, and I was afraid that if I continued to color this, like the Mother Earth and all the animals, that they would blend too much. So my art teacher suggested that I just use ink for that. So that's what I did. So it's like a mixed media of ink and Prismacolors to draw this. Here is another horse drawing. Either I didn't finish drawing it or I made a bunch of ghost horses surrounding this. I can't remember what my purpose was with this. There's two horses, but you can see like ghosts of horses surrounding this, kind of like a spooky moment for the horses. I don't know. I don't know if I just didn't finish it or if that was what I was going for with this. Here's another guy, with a really long torso. My cat is chasing flies now. A couple holding each other. Looks like I was drawing a werewolf and I was inking it, but I didn't finish. I did a Christmas picture, like a poppy kind of Christmas picture. Here is a blue tiger with wings. A cute little raccoon. There's that same character again, but with ink. I've seen this character a few times now. I don't know what's with it. It's a little fur ball with like wings and a tail and stuff. Some sort of companion. I've shown this drawing before, but I've done a watercolor of her now. Shyla, I think is what I named this character. I'm pretty sure it's that character that I just showed you. Yeah, it's got the same things on the ears. I seem to really like adding cat ears and cat tails to my drawings. That one's got a masquerade mask on. Here is a guy with really flowy hair. An elf, maybe influenced by World of Warcraft. There is another guy that I did full Prisma. Looks like I was doing a huge piece here. It looks like someone with wings on the ears, kind of posing on a rock. Oh, I just realized, you know that piece that I showed you, magazine piece that I cut out? Okay, so this I used in reference for this. And then I added a unicorn in the water and something with wings on the face sitting on one of the rocks. Here is another tiger with wings, but red. I like creating animals with wings, apparently. Here's a wolf with, he's got a horn. He's got a horn and wings, little tiny wings, and a purple wolf. I remember being obsessed with this tree. For some reason, I was obsessed with drawing this particular tree over and over again. Not necessarily in the same form, but like the same kind of like gnarled, long, spindly roots and everything else. I don't know if I have multiple of those in here, but I do distinctly remember drawing that several times. Okay. Here's a cartoon cow that says moo. Oh, I remember this piece. This is one of my favorite pieces that I did when I was a kid. It's a night elf. So I was influenced once again by World of Warcraft. So the assignment was to draw a lizard or a reptile of some sort. And I didn't want to just draw a lizard. That was boring to me. So I asked the teachers, like, can I make the lizard a tattoo on a person? Because I was getting more into drawing people around this time. So I wanted to draw people. I didn't want to draw animals. So she's like, sure, think outside the box. Go ahead and do that. So that's what I did. So I drew a lizard. But I made it a tattoo for this elf character. And there I am again making purple mountains and a crazy orange sky and like really vibrant green. I'm pretty sure that's land and not water, but who knows? I was doing weird things with landscape. But yeah, I distinctly remember this piece and I was so proud of it. I think that was 11th grade? I can't remember. And of course I didn't sign this one. This is definitely influenced by World of Warcraft. It's literally a Draenei from World of Warcraft. Here is a Halloween thing. A spooky hat with a bunch of cute little kittens playing. What is this? Where did I draw here? Here's that famous tree again. Okay, so I did like a surreal thing. I don't know if this was an assignment or just me being weird. So let's see if I can try to walk you through this. I'm pretty sure this is the right way. I don't think it matters. I think it's either way. So there's my character that I've pointed out before, Violet, with the breadstick. So she's standing there and there's this fan going dangerously right in front of the door to this place. There's a Cheeto bag with a Cheeto boxer, like gangster looking boxer or something. And then there's like a broken mirror with a fork stabbed through it. And there's like mushrooms here. And then this lamp is defying gravity and plugged in. And then there's like a stocking here with a fish. And then like a sideways, I'm pretty sure that's a window. And there's a sheep outside the window for some reason. If I tip it this way, there's that famous tree again that I like to draw, and it has a hat on it. We got some giant squirrel here. I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it. I don't know the purpose of this, but I was having fun apparently. I think that's a thing for my character. So there's Violet being attacked by a squirrel again, and that one had a squirrel in it as well. Violet's Magical World of Random Sketches. This is goofy. Okay. So here's another one. We got a random person here, and it says Violet's Magical World of Random Sketches. And then I've got like Violet here in random places. This one, apparently one of her weapons is a fork, so maybe that's the reason why there was a fork stabbed into the mirror in that other one. But this one says, I stab the emptiness. T-E-H. The emptiness. Remember back in the day when that was said instead of the for some reason? There's a bear here that says free space for free. So I think I was running out of things to draw, so I just like wrote things and stuff. This says, this space is empty because Violet decided to beat it with her breadstick of doom. Fred the magical fish told her to. So that's probably the reason why there's a fish in a lot of these. Like a random weird birdie. And just random people. There's Violet again with her fork pointing at empty space. There's Mr. Cheeto. So I guess his name is Mr. Cheeto. We've seen that character too. And it says Mr. Cheeto owns you. Z owns you. There's Violet pointing at the fire. It says hot stuff. There's a dragon. And then there's like eyes frowning. It says dragons are scary. And then there's like this weird creepy character licking a rose. I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be Zero. There's a ghost dog. There's an alien that I named Mary. Mary's a happy alien. Mary loves you alien style. Zim inspired. Apparently it was inspired by Invader Zim with these. There's the squirrel again. Evil squirrel thing. I want your bread. Oh, so that's the thing. So she's got a breadstick and apparently the squirrel is always after her breadstick. There's like a road here that says Road to Randomness. Apparently I was just having fun with these sketches. Here's another one. So I've got like random sketches of people dancing and music, and then there's Violet holding up a French horn, and Violet again with like music and like snapping her fingers and dancing. There's one that says, dance with me all night long, dance the night away. So this is all music themed is what this one is. Those are kind of fun to do. Maybe I should do those more. Okay, this one's a little creepy. Apparently Violet has a life-size doll of her. That is Violet, and there's the doll, and there's like a bunch of other dolls of her. I don't know. Ask Kid me what was in her mind. Here's Violet holding a kitty. Here's a bunch of like pretzels and lollipops, and then instead of finishing it, I drew Violet saying, "Zo my God." The Z, has anyone wrote that before? "Zo my God, food." I'm pretty sure that's a wombat, what are they called? Capybara? Something like that. I can't remember, but it's Violet saying squishy ee at this wombat, or whatever you want to call that. Here's a dragon guy. Shirtless dragon guy, dude. Here's another elf with a jewel on her forehead. There's that same character again. that I've shown a few times, like really short hair and always with a cigarette in her mouth. Here is a unicorn with the moon. I'm pretty sure I've done that before. I did that in college, actually. I did that one unicorn. I'm pretty sure I took this and got influenced by redrawing it in college. Here's just some girl with headphones. There's another shirtless dude. Looks like I was using Sharpie for the back of this for like some sort of dragon behind this girl. Like an angel sort of thing with like wings on her head. Here's another chick with daggers. Well, this one's a sad one. I'm pretty sure this is like a herd of unicorns kicking out another unicorn. And it's so sad, it's like wilting and there's a bunch of rain and stuff. Depression is what that is. I apparently really like doing those stripes. But here's a unicorn and I was doing this around the horn just for an artistic thing to fill the space. So I was asked to paint a mural for some business and I never got around to doing it. But I did draw the thing that I was going to paint. There's like a city called Fun City and like this tree that next to it says welcome to the fun. I'm pretty sure this would scar all the kids. I'm glad they didn't actually go through it. Everything has faces on it. I'm pretty sure I was influenced by the Toaster movie. I can't remember the name of Brave Little Toaster. Maybe I was influenced by Wizard of Oz too. Because I used to watch Wizard of Oz and Brave Little Toaster, both of them, quite a bit back in the day. Here is a unicorn with a rainbow. And let's see, it's got a butterfly and mushrooms. I liked drawing mushrooms a lot, it looks like. Oh, here's another fantasy animal of some sort. Looks like a cat, but it's got like those same long ears that I've drawn with that one character. So probably from the same world, whatever world I was drawing from. Yep, here's this character. It's the same sort of deal, but it's a blue one. Here is a skeleton dog with fire. I don't know if I was getting influenced by tattoo art or something, but there was that one and there was that unicorn one I showed you too. Here's just a sad girl. Here is purple-haired lady. Purple was my favorite color. It's still my favorite. I mean, obviously I've got these, so the purple is still my favorite, but I also like blue and of course black. So apparently I never veered away from that considering she was in the blue shirt here. I'm pretty sure this is, yeah, this is the same character that I just showed you. And the last thing that's in my art portfolio is some guy with a giant sword that I used ink to kind of shade and sketch. So yeah, that was everything that was in my art portfolio, which was a lot more than I thought. So this is going to be a lot longer than I was expecting it to. And also had to pause a lot because there's a lot of work going on, but I was determined to finish this video. So you're probably going to hear a lot of background noise. I'm sorry about that. I tried to pause when I could when it was too loud, but what can you do? So that was it. Am I going to draw more? Maybe at some point. It's been a while since I've drawn anything. I sketch here or there, but not a whole lot. But those one things that I did, those little collages of just randomness drawn on a page, that actually might be a really good way to break up this huge art block that I have. Maybe digging through this is going to be an inspiration to pull out one of these mini sketchbooks that I have and actually start using them. Who knows? My next video will be my movie wrap up for April. I will see you then. Like, comment, subscribe. Bye, souls.